How's it going? Welcome back to another great video. Today I'm joined with my special co-host. This is Punji. Punji, say hello to the audience. Now, Punji is my new friend. Punj? Thank you for pooping, Punji. I think Punji just made a statement about modern gaming by crapping all over my microphone. So today we are going to take a look at the Game of the Year nominations for 2023. So welcome back to another great video here on the Savior Majestic channel. If you are new, do subscribe and become a wise boy today. It takes 2 seconds for you guys, but it means absolutely everything to me, and we're getting pretty close now, aren't we, Punch, to 10k subscribers, so it would just mean absolutely everything, wouldn't it, Punch? So please do subscribe. You okay? He's okay. So today I don't expect this video to get many views because this is more a chilled, relaxed video, just something I want to do, because this year, usually I don't do this, but this year has just been absolutely crazy when it comes to video games. Finally, we've actually got good games again this year. Punch? Okay, and I'm gonna go put my co-host back in his nest because he's a little bit too excited. Now, of course, we all know that what goes down here will make history, okay? Only my opinion matters when it comes to the gaming industry. So whatever I say, rest assured, it is the correct choice. And today we're going to find out, is the Game of the Year Awards 2023 rigged? A lot of people might be scared and think that the Game of the Year Awards 2023 is bad because of just how corrupt the industry has become now with, you know, kind of clickbait journalism and just a lot of things going on, you know, like paid off reviews and shills in the industry, you know, praising games in previews and then doing a 180, these massive studios like IGN, these big publishers that just obviously have a preference for AAA games, even though our only hope now is the indie developers, but they don't get much attention. So let's just dive into it, and rest assured that this week there is some good content coming. I will be releasing a full video essay analysis on one of my favorite indie games, which I just discovered recently, and I've been writing a script and everything for that, and there will be a philosophical video at some point, and the Saturday Savior show is coming out this week, so a lot to look forward to. So let's just enjoy this chilled back video. So let's start. Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best and the best experience of realistic graphics where you can fully simulate Alan Wake's bullsack right in your face across all creative and technical fields. Okay, let's figure this out. So you'll notice here that there isn't many options. There's 6 options. And you'll be noticing a theme this year is the Game of the Year Awards will be pushing heavily for Nintendo. So that is why I'm a little bit concerned that the Game of the Year Awards 2023 is rigged, and that's why I do think the Game of the Year Awards is bad, because they don't represent the full, you know, ocean of games, you know, independent developers who make such quality games. I really want to mention one, but I'm saving it for my video. But there's so many out there, but of course they don't get highlighted. So Nintendo will be pushed a lot this year. So of course, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a good game, but it's nothing groundbreaking. You know, it's a good creative game, and it actually has innovative mechanics, which is what I want. That's what we don't get. The same with Mario Wonder, but both of these games are just built off the back of previous games that came before. Same with Resident Evil 4, I actually prefer the original. I know it's a hot take, I don't think this is a bad game, the remake. It's different and it's good, but I do prefer the original, again, built off the backs of an older game. Same with Marvel Spider-Man, basically a DLC. Alan Wake 2, I feel like Remedy took a risk with this one, and it didn't quite fully pay off, but it was still a good game, a very strong narrative. But gameplay-wise, I felt it was a bit lacking. Baldur's Gate 3 is, of course, the main pick, and I feel like Game of the Year Awards kind of didn't want to put Baldur's Gate 3 in because, you know, it's basically showing up all of the other game developers and the, you know, game industry in general, that this is actually how you make a good game. This is what people want. They want, you know, actual deep mechanics and storytelling and choices, player agency, and not so much hand-holding. So a lot of people won't be happy about this, and I would be surprised if Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't get Game of the Year, but the politics going on behind the scenes might suggest otherwise. Of course, Marvel 2 Spider-Man is not completely, I'm not going to say woke, because I feel like it's overused. You can't just say everything's woke in it, but it does definitely pander to social issues a lot, and that might get a lot of brownie points because of it, which is just very sad. This kind of ideology being forced into everything. What happened to games being a form of escapism and a form of, just creative expression? I don't feel that Marvel Spider-Man doesn't feel that different from our own world. It's very much, trying to draw parallels with what's going on with the trans stuff and all that kind of stuff. So that might get brownie points, but I'm just going to vote Baldur's Gate 3. Best Game Direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game design and direction and design. Okay, direction and design. Certainly not Marvel Spider-Man 2, that's for sure. Alan Wake 2, like I said, is a bit all over the place. Baldur's Gate 3 is very well done. But if we're talking about game direction, I'm leaning towards one of these two, because yes, they are kind of reusing the same formula that the previous games, did, but they did build upon it and they had a clear vision. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was pretty refreshing to see because it kind of brought back the magic, but it wasn't super groundbreaking. I'm gonna go Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, I can't believe it! We're actually seeing other games, not just the same 6 games represented. Wow, such choice, such diversity, okay? Best narrative for, okay, that's easy. Cyberpunk 2077, of course. I mean, they finally cracked the code of what Cyberpunk should have been on release. Best art direction, of course, that's easy. Liza P, my boy, Liza P. Yes, of course, we need to see more of that twisted fairy tale storytelling flipped on its head. I did a full analysis breakdown, the philosophical aspects of it, because no one has really talked about it. It's as good as Dark Souls, maybe not the first one, but it's certainly up there with 2 and 3, I would say, and I really like it, so I want to support what they're doing because the art direction was amazing. Best score and music. This is a good opportunity to shill my music. Make sure you go check out my music on Spotify if you do like innovative music, unlike the game industry that doesn't innovate as much. Check out my music because it does break boundaries of genre. And if you want to download my music, go to Bandcamp and buy a track. That would really help support the show. So yeah, the best score. Tears of the Kingdom was nice, but it was very sporadic, I would say. And yeah, it was nice, but it wasn't like amazing. Hi-Fi Rush basically relied on a lot of other songs. That's a pretty difficult one. I'm gonna go Alan Wake 2. I really do love Remedy and their sound work. Control also was an amazing soundtrack. It's very bassy and very reliant on drums and kind of building up tension, but it's more focused on the unique sounds, not so much creating a coherent kind of piece of music, more so it reminds me more of, like soundtracks like Utopia or stuff like that, where it's really focused on emotion instead of like, a coherent song, which I really like. So I'm gonna go Alan Wake 2. Let me know, by the way, guys, what are you voting for this year, if you're voting, because this is more important than politics, because don't vote for your president, vote for the best game of the year in 2023, because that's way more important. That's actually sad, but I'm pretty sure more people vote for this than they do. We have to support Palestine. Okay. Best audio design. Recognize the best game audio design. Okay. That's a difficult one. Resident Evil 4 was very well done, but I feel like Dead Space just took all of the sounds, the crunchy sounds in Dead Space, and they just made it even better. I really enjoyed the remake, so yeah, gonna go with that. Best performance awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and performance capture. So we got, I don't really know. I don't know who he is. Of course, he was really great in Cyberpunk 2077, but I feel like that's more to do with the writing of that team. Again, these, no. I've got to be honest, I absolutely love Jedi Survivor. It was probably my game of the year, and I feel like Cal Kestis does an amazing job. The guy, Cameron, so I'm going to vote for him. Innovation in accessibility. Now, this is a very interesting one because this is a sore point for some people, believe it or not, which is so insane. So, you know, we've got this tribal warfare going on at the moment. You know, I'm not going to break it down into politics like right versus left because I think that's all bullshit. It's more to do with woke versus anti-woke, okay? And I do think the woke mind virus is dangerous. It reminds me of the Borg in Star Trek. You know, basically you will be assimilated, and if you don't agree with them, then you are the enemy, and basically you have to agree with them. You can't have nuance, you can't have discussion, you can't have debate. It's about virtue signaling, because virtue in modern society is dead. I always talk about that in my philosophy videos. Virtue is dead. We don't have self-respect. We're distracted constantly by social media and content, and you know, creativity is going down the shitter, and so is the West. So of course we've got this very broken kind of spiritual warfare at the moment, because that's really what it is at the end of the day. It's people trying to seize control and power by virtue signaling, by, you know, looking like the victim, by praising, you know, the perceived downtrodden and all that kind of stuff. But actually none of that is real. These people are sociopaths. But then you also have the other side where everything is woke and it's just, you know, disguised to actually hide your racist or bigoted opinions, and the fact that you just don't like seeing women in movies or games, or you don't like gays or something like that. To me, that's just as bad. The two extreme sides are bad. Tribalism is bad. We need to eradicate it. That's what I'm trying to do with my philosophy. Sorry, a little side rant. So check out the RUER playlist on my channel, because if you're interested in that. But, you know, we need a more neutral approach. But it just boggles the mind, because I see some YouTubers like the Synthetic Man, who is just a complete grifter, who actually complains about accessibility in games, believe it or not, because it plays into identity politics. No, it fucking doesn't. No, it doesn't, okay? You have to be pretty low IQ to think that having accessibility means, you know, wokeness, which is literally insane. You know, because it's talking about people who can't enjoy games like normal people can because of some kind of disability. I'm not going to vote Marvel Spider-Man 2 because, like I said, if there was a woke category, this one would definitely fall into it. But accessibility, I'm going to go Diablo because, yeah, there's lots of settings and tweaks and stuff. Ew! That's funny, I just went on that rant because what comes next? Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Pro-social meaning. I don't know what that means. And of course, here we get into a little bit of that kind of wokeness, basically representing furries or, you know, other cultures, which is fine. But why do we need this? Why can't it just be, you know, games for impact with just deep, you know, philosophical meanings, or games for impact that actually make you question about your own existence, or, you know, stuff like that, or a story that just means something to you, that actually has a good message in it. Why does everything have to have like a pro-social leaning? To me, that is a little bit disappointing. But of course, the Game Awards are going to have some kind of shit like this in here. But I don't think it's all bad. But that is a little bit on the nose. So I have no idea about any of these games. I have not played any of them. I don't think. No, I haven't. Best ongoing updated game, basically. Of course, you know, live service games and all that shit are better at updating, but live service games are destroying the industry, so I'm not going to support that shit. I rather detailed, good philosophical stories that progress an already great game and doesn't deal with microtransactions and live service bullshit, just straight up DLCs like we used to get in the old days. So I'm gonna go Cyberpunk 2077, and if you can count Edge Runners in that, obviously they're not, but they're kind of building up the brand of Cyberpunk, and yeah, I love it, so of course I'm gonna go Cyberpunk. What do we have next? Best community support. That's interesting. That's got to go No Man's Sky, because they're just fucking insane with the updates. They just never give up. They are basically the polar opposite to Bethesda when it comes to listening to the community. So, of course, I support them. Here we go. We do get an independent category, but they're not exactly indie games, okay? These are more AA games, but okay, whatever. Cocoon was pretty good. Viewfinder, without a doubt. This game is literally insane. If you want to look at things with a new perspective, and it doesn't really deal more with like deep meaning kind of stuff, existential questions, but just looking at things with different perspectives, which will make you question your own perception of reality, then yeah, Viewfinder is definitely the one to go for. Best mobile game. Okay, well that's an easy win. Definitely Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I mean, are you joking? This is the best game ever. Mobile gaming. Best VR/AR for those who want to escape into a virtual world and have no perception of their own reality. But maybe we live in a simulation anyway. Gaming with VR is all fine. AR is okay. But we really have to be careful if this gets more mainstream. And Zuckerberg is trying super hard this year with the Meta Quest 3 and this kind of social bullshit side of things. Phil Seeker, I'm sure, will love this, and so many other VR YouTubers. But this is what's kind of destroying our society by basically separating us into more divided and kind of little individual boxes, so we don't actually have real world connections. So I'm not for it, but for gaming, yeah, that's fine. Resident Evil, without a doubt. I have a little bit of tea. A little bit of tea here. A little bit of tea here to calm my nerves. Best action game. For those who like action. Wow, very descriptive. Ghost Runner 2, I was going to do a review on that, but I didn't. Sorry. Remnant 2. Yeah, that was good. Armored Core was also really good. Remnant 2 or Armored Core, they're both really good games. Dead Island 2 was okay, but it was kind of more of the same. Oh dear. I'm gonna go Armored Core, I think. We've got enough good Souls-like already, so. Best action adventure. Oh, I wonder which one. Now, a lot of people, it's so annoying, a lot of people disregarded Jedi Survivor, and it's understandable because on release it was fucked, like so many other games, because, marketing and stock investments and all that kind of shit. You can't delay games for too long anymore, especially when they take forever. But for some reason, game companies are happy basically just releasing shit when it's not ready, and that has to stop, because that's destroyed many good games, like Cyberpunk 2077. It basically gave it a bad reputation for a very long time, and obviously that's their fault, but if they just delayed it long enough, the same with Jedi Survivor, now Jedi Survivor is such a good game, definitely my game of the year. It just reminds me so much of classic old games like Jak and Daxter, the exploration, all that kind of stuff, and kind of dealing with the old Republic themes. I'm not a massive Star Wars nerd fan, but I do love the kind of more hidden stories, and it really goes to the Outer Rims, and yeah, it's just nice to see it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But anyway, best RPG. Of course, Baldur's Gate 3 is a better RPG, but I'm a sucker for Lies of P, and it's not groundbreaking. It does borrow pretty much every single element from other Souls-like games, but it does them all so well. If we're talking about role-playing, of course it's Baldur's Gate 3, but I got completely lost in Lies of P, and I really want to see these developers supported. I'm sure this is going to get a lot of votes, so I'm going to go Lies of P. Starfield, By the way, I am working on a Starfield full, long breakdown critique. I know it's kind of dead now, nobody cares, it's been too long, but I just need to vent about it as well. So I've got my own unique opinions about it, because I'm a unique little snowflake with 9,000 subscribers. 10,000, come on, let's go. Best fighting game. I don't know, aren't they all the same? Pretty much. Street Fighter? Mortal Kombat? Nah, it's kind of played out. Street Fighter. I'm gonna go Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That was good. Very nice, very nice. Nothing beats playing Mario co-op, or, you know, any type of Mario game. Best Sims/strategy game. Pikmin 4. It's not the most detailed, but it's not bad. Honestly, I don't know, because I don't really play these games. Best sports game, because we need a new sports game every year, like we need a new Call of Duty every year, because everyone loves the new Call of Duty, and every single FIFA game is so different. I don't know about you guys, but I collect every single FIFA game when it comes out, because the step in evolution is astonishing. It makes me thankful for the gods, the aliens that blessed us with this amazing technology that we utilize today, because God knows technology is progressing at a rapid pace, and FIFA proves it, because they're always just so innovative. Okay, so we're doing TV shows now in a Game Awards. I guess it's kind of related, but this kind of shit I don't like, okay? This is how the Game Awards get polluted, if you ask me. Most anticipated game. Hades 2? Yeah. Content Creator of the Year. What the hell? Why is Savior 3.0 not up here? Now, this is what I mean when it comes to things being, you know, paid off, knowing the right people, rubbing with the right, sucking the right pineal sack, and all that kind of stuff. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know who the fuck any of these content creators are. Do I have to vote? I can just skip it. Alright guys, that is the Game of the Year Awards 2023. The Game of the Year Awards in 2023. Is the Game of the Year Awards rigged? I don't know. What do you think? And I don't think the Game of the Year Awards in 2023 is bad compared to other years, but it wasn't the best, and there is some dubious stuff in this year's Game of the Year Awards, but it's kind of, you know, I don't know, I miss the olden days of E3. I wish I started YouTube earlier, and then maybe one day I could have actually gone to E3 as a YouTuber. That would have been really cool, but here I am, on an island in the middle of the East. Why am I... I'm disabled. I wouldn't do it any other way. And there you go, guys. So that is the Game of the Year Awards in 2023. I hope you enjoyed, and suck my... And don't forget to suck down a pineal sack today.